Most people think dressing well is about buying better clothes. It is not. That is the illusion fashion keeps selling. Because if expensive clothing automatically created elegance, every luxury store would be full of unforgettable people. But look closely. Some women walk into a room wearing nothing dramatic, and somehow, everything about them feels elevated, calm, intentional, expensive. Not because the outfit is louder, because it is controlled. And that is the difference most people never realize. The truth is, most outfits do not actually look bad. They look visually chaotic. Too many competing details. Too many trends fighting for attention. Too many accessories trying to create personality. And the result is subtle visual stress. Your eyes do not know where to land. But elegant women understand something deeper. Style is not decoration. It is a visual direction. And once you understand that, everything changes. Because improving your dressing sense in 2026 is no longer about following trends. It is about creating presence. The kind of presence people feel before they even understand why. And in the next few minutes, you are going to understand the exact styling shifts that make outfits feel cinematic, refined, and quietly unforgettable, even before someone notices the brand. But the biggest styling mistake actually happens at the very end of getting dressed. And we will come back to that. For now, start here. Reduce the noise. That alone can transform an outfit faster than almost anything else. Most elegant wardrobes are visually simpler than people expect. Fewer colors. Fewer distractions. Fewer competing focal points. Notice the difference between chaotic styling and controlled styling. One feels busy. The other feels expensive. And the strange part is, the expensive-looking outfit is often simpler. This is why the 3-color rule matters so much. One dominant color. One supporting color. One accent. That is it. A cream coat. Black boots. Silver jewelry. Or charcoal trousers, a white shirt, dark espresso leather. The eye relaxes. And when the eye relaxes, the outfit immediately feels more luxurious. Because elegance is not stimulation. Elegance is restraint. Look at luxury fashion houses in recent years. The silhouettes became quieter. The palettes became softer. The styling became cleaner. Why? Because visual calm communicates confidence. People who are trying too hard usually add more. People who understand style edit. And this is where it shifts. Most people build outfits piece by piece. Elegant women build outfits through atmosphere. They think about mood first. Energy first. Visual feeling first. The clothing simply supports it. Quick reality check. If every item in your outfit is trying to stand out, nothing stands out. That is why reducing visual noise changes everything. But color is not even the real secret. The real transformation begins with shape. Because silhouette controls almost everything. Most people focus on the clothing itself. Elegant women focus on the outline that the clothing creates. The shape speaks first. Before color. Before trends. Before brands. Your silhouette enters the room before you do. And once you notice this, you start seeing fashion differently everywhere. Look closely at women whose style feels timeless. There is almost always structure somewhere. Sharp shoulders. A defined waist. Long uninterrupted lines. Not necessarily tight clothing. Not necessarily dramatic clothing. Just intentional shape. This is why tailoring feels powerful even when it is subtle. A blazer that sits correctly changes posture instantly. Trousers with a clean drape create vertical movement. A long coat creates visual authority before a single word is spoken. And the opposite is also true. When proportions feel uncontrolled, the outfit immediately loses elegance. Oversized without balance becomes shapeless. Trendy without structure becomes forgettable. The goal is not perfection. The goal is clarity. You want the eye to understand the outfit immediately. Luxury styling removes confusion. That is why even minimalist outfits can feel magnetic. There is a clear visual message. And people respond to clarity, psychologically. Now notice what happens when texture enters the equation. This is one of the quietest luxury secrets in fashion. Texture creates depth. And depth creates richness. Cheap-looking outfits often fail because every surface reflects light the exact same way. Everything becomes flat. But luxury styling uses contrast. Matte wool beside polished leather. Soft cashmere against structured denim. Silk moving beside textured tailoring. The eye experiences layers instead of noise. And that layered feeling communicates sophistication, almost subconsciously. Look closely at editorial styling. The colors are often neutral. The silhouettes are often simple. But the textures create complexity. That is the difference. Not louder styling. Smarter styling. This is why monochrome outfits become dramatically more elegant when texture variation exists. An all-black outfit with wool, suede, leather, and cotton feels luxurious. The same outfit in identical synthetic texture feels flat, because the eye craves dimension. And most people never realize this. They focus only on color. But texture is emotional. Texture creates mood. A structured wool coat feels intelligent. Soft knitwear feels intimate. Leather adds precision. Silk adds movement. Fashion is visual psychology long before it becomes a trend. And once you begin styling texture intentionally, outfits stop looking random. They start looking curated. But here is where most people still get trapped. They keep chasing trends instead of identity. The internet trained an entire generation to copy aesthetics. Copy this outfit. Buy these pieces. Wear what is trending this month. But truly elegant women rarely dress like algorithms. They repeat the visual identity. And that consistency is what creates recognizable style. Specific colors. Specific silhouettes. Specific energy. That repetition builds personal branding without saying a word. Think about the women whose style you instantly recognize. Not because the outfits are identical. Because the atmosphere is consistent. Minimal. Romantic. Architectural. Classic. Dark feminine. Quiet luxury. There is a visual language. And this changes everything. Because once you stop dressing for trends, you start dressing for self-recognition. Your wardrobe becomes calmer. Shopping becomes smarter. And your outfits begin feeling more effortless because everything belongs to the same visual world. Almost nobody talks about this. Style is easier when your wardrobe has an identity. That is why the most elegant women often repeat pieces constantly. The same sunglasses. The same jewelry tone. The same silhouettes. Not because they lack creativity. Because repetition creates a signature. And signature creates power. Trendy is temporary. Recognizable is unforgettable. Now pause for a second. There is another detail people underestimate completely. Movement. Because clothing is never static. Luxury styling lives in motion. The same outfit can look entirely different depending on posture, pace, and body language. A beautiful coat rushed through a crowded street, which feels chaotic. The same coat worn slowly, with calm posture, suddenly feels cinematic. This is psychological. Elegant women understand pacing. They do not fight their clothing. They move with it. Look closely at high-end editorial fashion films. Nothing feels rushed. The movement is controlled. The gestures are intentional. The energy feels calm. And calmness itself becomes luxurious. Because modern elegance is deeply connected to nervous system energy. People can feel tension visually. Fast, chaotic movement makes outfits feel less refined instantly. But controlled movement creates presence. This is why posture changes fashion completely. Relaxed shoulders. Longer neckline. Slower gestures. Even simple clothing becomes elevated. And this is where many people misunderstand confidence. Confidence is not louder energy. It is grounded energy. the ability to wear simplicity without apologizing for it. That changes how every outfit feels. Quick reality check. The goal is not to become intimidating. The goal is to become intentional. Because intentionality is what people interpret as elegance. And now we arrive at the detail that quietly separates expensive women from everyone else. Restraint. Real luxury is rarely louder. It is more edited. One statement accessory. One strong silhouette. One focal point. That is enough. Most people destroy elegant outfits in the final 30 seconds before leaving the house. They keep adding. Another necklace. Another ring. Another layer. Another trend. But sophisticated styling understands tension. Leaving space creates impact. This changes everything. Because when there is visual breathing room, the important details become stronger. A single sculptural earring suddenly feels intentional. A clean black dress suddenly feels powerful. A structured blazer suddenly commands attention. Not because more was added, because distractions were removed. And this philosophy extends beyond fashion. Luxury in 2026 is moving toward intentional living, quiet confidence, elevated minimalism, sustainable sophistication. People are exhausted by visual overload. That is why restrained elegance feels so modern now. It feels intelligent. And once you understand restraint, you begin to understand real style. Because the women who dress beautifully are not always wearing the most expensive clothing. They are wearing clarity. Everything feels considered. Nothing feels accidental. The silhouette is intentional. The color palette is controlled. The textures create depth. The movement feels calm. And together, those details create presence. Not performance. Presence. Look closely the next time someone truly elegant walks into a room. The outfit itself is rarely screaming for attention. But somehow, everyone notices. That is the power of visual control. And maybe that is the real shift. Improving your dressing sense is not about becoming someone else. It is about removing visual chaos until your identity becomes visible. That is why elegance feels effortless. Because effort disappears when intention becomes clear. And eventually, fashion stops being about clothing entirely. It becomes atmosphere. The way fabrics move around you. The way colors soften your presence. The way silence becomes part of the outfit. And once you understand that, you stop chasing style. You start embodying it. Quick reality check. The goal is not to become intimidating. The goal is to become intentional. Because intentionality is what people interpret.
Obsessed with new trends? You're in the right place. Hit like, smash, subscribe, and join our style squad. Stay ahead of every trend, fresh looks, and shopping